Most people who are on food stamps have a job.
I literally know people like personally who don't have a job and they collect food stamps.
Yeah,
So
of
that's a
course.
lie.
Yeah, of course, dude. You support Trump?
Yeah, absolutely.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump all day.
Okay, for sure. Why do you support Trump?
Because he wants to get these people off their asses. And, all these people, they like to sit at home and they collect benefits and they don't work. He wants to defund that type of thing. And I'm in full support of my tax dollars not going to lazy asses.
Oh, you mean like Trump?
What do you mean?
Can you name one time Trump has ever exercised?
He exercises all the time, man. What do you mean?
Yeah, can you give me one example?
Yeah,
Like,
can you define it?
you
Can
guys
you
all
define
laughed at
exercise?
like Biden riding bikes, but at least he like got out and did something. Can you name one example? Golf
Yeah,
doesn't count.
Will you define exercise real quick?
Yeah, no, give me anything. Like he could be running, going on the
Yeah,
bike.
so walking up and down the steps of Air Force One would be exercise.
Wow.
Unless your definition of
And
exercise.
do you want me to play a
isn't-
clip of Obama walking down the steps 4 times before Trump can walk down once?
I don't know why you're attacking him personally, but I mean.
Why
if
am
you
I
can't
attacking
debate
him personally? Do you not know who Donald Trump is, sir? Do you not know who Donald Trump is at all? Do you not think he attacks people personally all the time?
I mean, he's a president. He can do that.
Yeah, he's the president. He can do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're in support of like paying for like people to sit at home and like do nothing all day, then that's fine. But
well, like
I support Donald
my
Trump
point is that there were already work requirements for these programs. He just made them even harder to obtain. And it makes it harder for people who are in situations in which they're trying to qualify for disability but have not yet qualified for disability because it takes time to go through the process, right? And they're going to be disenfranchised because of this. So what I'm saying is that this is actually very horrible to our population. And this actually, for food stamps, cutting off food stamps, that disproportionately negatively impacts children. 420,000 children will be cut off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month through the big beautiful bill.
Solution to that?
Do you have a solution?
The solution
don't cut the food
stamps.
stamps.
No, it would be their parents getting a job. You know what a job is?
They already have a job. You have to have there are work requirements in order to be able to get the food stamps in the first place. So yeah, they already have a job, sir. Most people who are on food stamps aren't employed already, buddy.
Everybody on food stamps has a job.
Most people who are on food stamps have a job.
I literally know people like personally who don't have a job and they collect food stamps. So
yeah, of course.
A lie.
Yeah, of course, dude. Of course. Every single Trump supporter always knows someone that they think is committing fraud. Okay, have you told the authorities
you just
that they're
lied to all
fraud?
your viewers, man? You just lied to your viewers. You said that everybody on food stamps has to have a job to get food stamps. That is a factual lie.
It's a
anyone in here,
unless you meet the exceptions, right, listed, you have to meet the work requirement.
Exactly.
Okay?
So it's not a universal rule. Then you just tried to insinuate
there are specific exceptions.
Rule.
Yeah, like if you're disabled, you don't have to meet that. Yeah, if you already qualified for disability.
Yeah, so
does
so
that
you
make
don't
sense?
have to have a job
do you realize
stamps.
that like the work requirement? I said most people, by the way, so I never lied for sure. You just didn't listen. That's what it is.
I don't know if you said most people, but
I did.
Are
you
you
can go watch back later on.
Take advantage of the system.
You know who's taking advantage of the system? People like Trump, his defense contractor buddies, his rich friends who are getting tax breaks from the system. He wants to increase the defense budget to $1.5 trillion a year, which is going to help out defense contractors, NGOs, and you guys don't care about any of that. You never bring up the NGO fraud there.
It protects our country. Anything to protect our country.
It's not protecting our country. $1.5 trillion military budget is not defending our country. That's defending imperialism.
I would much rather protect our country with a strong military than to have people come over here, I mean, and to grow up pilfering like their grandmama's mamas did it. They're all pilfering and targeting these systems and taking advantage of all this EBT, food stamps, every type of government assistance possible. They all take advantage of it, and they just
and you're totally okay with Trump committing corruption from the Oval Office, right? Like, totally okay with him dropping a $1.7 billion slush fund for his cronies that literally did January 6th, right? That's totally okay. No big issue there. Or what about him settling these situations himself? Right, you know what I mean? That in itself isn't a big issue at all. And also, you know what? Any sort of tax fraud, you can't investigate any of the Trump family, Trump himself, or anyone else around them. Well, for any current investigations targeted towards them.
These two problems can't coexist.
What's up?
According to your logic, these two problems can't coexist. According to your logic.
No. My point is that these problems significantly outweigh anything that you could ever mention. What problems are you even referencing exist?
Yeah, me paying for people sitting on their ass and collecting food stamps. That's a problem.
Okay. And do you realize what % of people specifically are going to meet that criteria of what you're mentioning?
Too many.
Who are frauding the system, under your view? You think that they're frauding? Because, again, they need to meet the work requirement unless they meet one of the exceptions. So you're just saying
Yeah,
people are just they're
there's
sitting
too
on
many
their ass, they're getting
exceptions.
food stamps. And by
Yep.
the way, that's not taking care of everything in their life. They still have rent, they still have bills, they still need to pay for
Oh,
everything.
rent and project housing, yeah. That rent, the rent where they get a voucher to pay for their rent every month.
Yeah, you think that's every single person?
No, it's too many. Just because it's not
Wait,
every single person doesn't mean
so
it's not
wait,
too
hold
many.
up. Do you think we shouldn't provide housing support?
No, you need to get a job and pay for your own house, man. I shouldn't have to pay for
Okay.
that.
Okay. So hold up. You wouldn't want better conditions for your child if they were in a situation in which they needed housing,
My
but they
child
couldn't
won't be
afford it at
because
that
I'm going to
particular
raise
moment?
them up. I'm going to raise them up to work and do chores and know how to take care of themselves. The only reason that these people are in these project housings and taking care of all these, I mean, taking advantage of all these benefits is because they're taught to take advantage of the system. They grow up in a place where their mama's mama was in the projects, their mom was in the projects, and they're all learning from a system that says, "Hey, I can sit at home and do nothing as long as
That's like
I go
not
and
something that
get
exists.
a
Like I
crazy
already went
check
through
every
this.
month."
There's already work requirements that exist for these things. You're literally just making conditions up in order to get mad at. Like, dude, if you want to make up
No,
hypothetical scenarios in your brain just to get mad at of this like
it's not a.
hypothetical person that exists, that obviously there are people that exist specifically that could meet this criteria, but that's not going to be representative of most people who are on these programs. To say that you want to cut most people who are you cutting off these programs who do not deserve to be cut off is crazy because you're trying to
What would
represent
happen if we
everyone
cut
that
these
way.
programs?
I want everyone to be fed in this country. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. Every single person should be fed in this country,
They should be able to
regardless.
feed themselves and not have me pay for it.
Yeah, you're
Everybody
not
should be
going to
able
be
to
the one
work and
paying
take.
for it, bro. You act like you're the only one paying taxes. I pay
We
taxes
all pay
too.
for it. It's
I have
bullshit.
just as
Nobody
much
should
of a
have to
right
pay
to say
for it.
this as you do. I don't know why you're sitting there and acting like, oh, just because you pay taxes, that means that you're the only one with a say.
Well, the majority of
We
Americans don't
believe
want
in
to pay.
actually taking
All
care
right.
of our fellow Americans. Are you a Christian, sir?
No,
You're not?
no.
Do you care about your fellow Americans?
Yes, I care
Do you
about
want
my
to make
fellow
America
Americans.
great?
I don't want them to sit at home and be lazy and be jobless and not contribute to society. That's bullshit. You shouldn't be able to
Do you
sit at
realize
home.
that you can tell people that you know that two things can be true at once, that you want to support people, provide food for them, and then also say that they can also provide for themselves and like inspire them to want to do those things themselves, where we can provide incentives,
You give a
right? But
man
we
a
also they should
fish.
be fed regardless.
You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Why can't you
But
do
you keep
both?
giving him fish,
Why
giving him
can't you
fish,
give
giving
them
him
fish
fish,
and then
giving him
also
fish.
teach them how to catch fish? Isn't that what you do for your kid?
Because they don't. That's not what they do. That's not what they do. They
It
sit
is
there
how
and
people
collect
work.
and take and take and
They
take,
need food,
and they
and then
don't pay nothing in.
they need
They
food in
just
order
come
to be
over
able
here
to
and
learn how
pilfer.
to catch food.
You got them.
That's
They grow
literally
up.
what
The only
parenting
thing they
is, my
know.
guy. I'm sorry that you don't understand that.
If parenting was good, why are if their parenting was so good, why are they still collecting benefits?
So
Why is there a
wait, so
system
you
of them
understand
all
that the
growing
good
up?
parents can collect benefits because they need it in certain circumstances? I don't think that because someone's collecting benefits, that means that they're not a good parent. You're disgusting for arguing that.
I mean, you're denying the fact that they take advantage of these systems.
No, the people who are taking advantage of these systems are, again, the billionaires, the millionaires that are only paying, again, in multiple years, $750 for the full year in taxes, when we have to pay significantly more than that, making less. Yeah,
So is it
that's who's
not a
fucking
problem? Is it not a
that's
problem that
who's
I pay
taking
for people to
advantage of the
sit on their
system.
ass?
It's not the person who's getting
Those two
food
problems can
in their fucking
coexist.
stomach. It's the person who's literally committing fucking fraud. It's the person who's falsifying business record. It's the person who's pardoning fraudsters. It's the person who's pardoning people who have trafficked DRUGS to the country. It's the person who's pardoning and providing a slush fund for all the people that did his fucking crony crime to try to undermine the country's democracy in
That's
2021.
they
We can
stole the
point to so many
election. They
things.
stole the election. You do the
Oh,
same thing. They
wait. What
stole the
evidence do you
election.
have of that?
Have you ever seen the movie 2000 Mules?
This was not submitted into court and proven to not be evidence.
Have you seen? Then why is it still on Netflix?
Didn't the people who made it they actually said that they don't accept it as evidence? Didn't they go back on it?
If it's this big conspiracy and a fake thing, then why is it still on Netflix?
There's
Why
no
isn't-
evidence. There's literally no evidence the election was stolen. There's 60 plus
Then
courts
why is there
indicating
a
no
movie
sufficient
on
evidence to
Netflix
overturn the
about it?
election.
Why is there a
Now let me
movie
ask
on
you this
Netflix
question:
about it?
how come they could steal the election in 2020 when Trump was in office, but they couldn't steal it in 2024 when the Democrats were in office?
Because the Democrats stole it.
Yeah, so why couldn't they steal it when they were in office? Wouldn't that make it easier?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't it make it easier to steal the election if you're already in office?
Wait, easier for who to steal the
You said the
election?
Democrats stole the election, right? Wouldn't it be easier for the Democrats to steal the election
Yeah,
if they're already in
The
office?
votes were so overwhelming. America was tired of their shit. America stood up.
Wait,
and
but they stole
voted.
the election.
So many
Wait,
people
but under
voted.
your view, they stole the election, so that doesn't matter.
So many people voted for Donald Trump that them trying to steal the election didn't even work.
Wait. Under your view, they rigged the vote, right? So why couldn't they just rig the vote again?
Yeah, they tried to rig the vote, but so many people voted against it that they couldn't. It wasn't enough.
Donald Trump still got less votes than Joe Biden did in 2020.
It just wasn't enough, man. It just wasn't enough.
And also,
But
like, that's not how it works. He said it was too big to rig, actually, but he got less votes. He literally got less votes than Biden, so I don't understand how it was too big to rig. That makes 0 sense. Also, they're in office. Wouldn't they be able to rig it more if they're in office comparative to them not being in office?
I'm not sure how that works, but
Yeah,
if you ever
of
get
course
time,
you're not
just
sure
watch
how
that
that
movie
works.
2000
That was the
Mules.
most real statement you've
2000
engaged in the whole
Mules.
stream.
Yeah, if you watch 2000 Mules, you'll see how they stole the
You're going to
election.
see how, yeah, it's not evidence. What within 2000
So if it's
Mules
not
is
evidence and if it's fake, why is it on Netflix? If it's fake, why is it on Netflix?
Sci-fi, think of the galaxy, thank you. You think everything on Netflix is true? Why is Tiger King on Netflix? Do you think that means Joe Exotic, everything he's saying is true? Get a grip on reality, dude. What the
So
fuck do you
think
mean,
that they can
why is it on Netflix then? What
you think the
embarrassing argument is
government would
that?
allow?
Yeah, therefore you believe everything that comes out of Joe Exotic's mouth. Carol Bassett killed her husband!
I'm being reported.
Yeah, you just got a civic and election integrity violation, of course. Come to find out, the husband's still alive, by the way. What's up, how old are you?
Parker, how are you? How are you?
How old are you?
How are you?
Good, how old are you?
I'm 19.
And do you support Trump?